What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Real Feel. Welcome back to me life. I hope everything is going well. I hope you're keeping your head up. I hope you're staying well. I hope you're communicating with people. I hope you're getting shit off your chest. I hope. But what I've noticed in myself in the past while, like few years, I don't know how far I can go back and think when I fully started. I think 5 years ago, when I fully started admitting things and admitting my mistakes, admitting when I'm wrong, and listening to what the other person has to say now, or whatever the situation is. Now, I've struggled with this. I think a lot of us do. But what I'm trying to say is that it feels good to let things off your chest. It feels good to admit you're wrong. Like, even though it sucks. And how I know that is because I've lied a lot. Like, just to beat around and thought it was okay, but it was wasting more energy lying than to say, this is how it should go. This is how I'm feeling. This is where I was wrong. This is where I could be right. This is where I could learn to what was right. I mean, really, what is right and wrong? But like in the sense of like just your small mistakes and I mean, for example, there's a lot of us that would be like, they would agree to something that they don't even know what they're talking about. They would agree to it just because they don't want to take the energy to learn what the truth is or what the true fact is. So people, you'll ask, hey, do you know what this is? They'll say, yeah. And then the person will start talking about it, and then halfway through the conversation, the other person that said that they knew, when they really don't know, they just give up on it, or they say, oh yeah. When the real, I know it takes up a lot of energy to, it actually wastes more energy not wanting, I know it seems crazy, not wanting to learn something new, not wanting to, and holding it back, and always constantly thinking about your same routine and your same circle that you're in, and you're not trying to like learn different things, and you're making mistakes, but you're not like owning up to it, and then you're not learning from it. So then it wastes more energy doing that way than to say, you know what, you're right. Some people like to like drag things on. Some people will start things just for the hell of it to get your reaction, to or they got something going on in their life, so they'll try to push you. Anyways, my fucking point is, admit your shit. It just feels good. I've noticed that it feels really, really good to admit my mistakes. Like, even just the smallest mistake, I'm like, yeah, I fucked up, because it makes you happier and you can move on easier than to be like, I didn't do that. And then when it's always brought up, you keep saying, I didn't do that. But once you say you did, you learn from it, it's talked about, but then you've admitted it, you owned up to it, so it makes it easier to be like, you know what, I did that. Yeah, I did that. I fucked up, but I'm gonna do better. Like, it just feels so much better to be like, even to like uh, make amends with people and say, you know what, I fucked up. I didn't mean to like be this way with you throughout your life, and I didn't mean to like treat you this way, or stuff like that. Like, even that, like, just saying it feels so good, just to be like, to get it off your chest. And whether that person, or whether the person agrees that you told the truth and you admitted and you owned up, whether they agree with it or not, it makes you feel better. Like, it will make you feel much better inside that, you know what, you said, you know what, I admitted it. But what I've noticed is that a lot of truth, like being truthful and being honest, it's gotten me more, not in like bad trouble, but it's like, for example, a job, like someone would be like, so who did this? I'd be the one to be like, yeah, I did it. Like, it was me that did it. And then whatever happened, you got fired for it. But you'd be like, fuck, this is why I lie, because if I lied, then I would still have my job. Yeah, but then you would be sitting on a weird vibe, and you would be still in that job with that lie, and then you're unhappy because you're holding all this stuff in. But I feel so much happier that I moved on from something that I told the truth to, that I was like, you know what, I fucked up. I did it. It was me personally. Like, small story, I remember working at Eastside Mario's, and this, I think that's when it was first starting. I said 5 years ago, but it was a little bit longer. But I started to like see things and started to say, you know what, I fucked up. But like, I was working at Eastside Mario's. Long story short, this guy went to go bring over a cutting board, one of the most expensive cutting boards that are in the restaurants. Long story short, there was no room, so I told him to move it. So I put it back over at a spot, and then he came over and he threw it, and it fucking broke. Next day, he held back and said he didn't do anything. But when in all reality, he's the one that fucking broke it. But then they blame me because I put it back in his position, like into his spot, because there was no room on my side. Point is, he fucking broke it. But I went in and I told him my straight up story, what happened, and you know what the fucking kitchen manager said? Well, you should have just washed it. So I got fired because I told the truth, what the actual truth was. And he said, well, you should have just washed it and it wouldn't have got broken. But I didn't even fucking break it. Point is that I got fired for that because I was admitting my truth and whatever happened when he originally is the one that broke it. But I admitted my side, and it felt better, like years down the road, it felt better to know that I'm happier in my position, because that person's just, he's in a moodier spot than I would be, I guess, because I've moved on from it. I've admitted my shit, I owned up to it, and I moved on. And I'm telling you, you'll be in a happier spot admitting that kind of stuff. And even though it sucks, trust me, it fucking sucks, it hurts, and sometimes you'll lose out, sometimes you won't, but in the end, you'll feel so much better, because it's not going to be burdened on you. It's not going to be held inside you. It's not going to be, you're not going to be holding that shit in. So like throughout the years, yeah, I've lied. Yeah, I've like tried to beat around the bush a few times. Yeah, I've said this. Yeah, I've said that. We all tell like little white lies and stuff for like certain situations to like save like big blow ups. But my point is, when you're making like mistakes and stuff and you're fucking up and you're doing all this shit, and then like people are telling you but you're not admitting it, and you're hurting other people as well as you're hurting yourself because you're not admitting it and you're not owning up to it. But I'm saying, when you do own up to this kind of stuff, it feels better. And again, I ain't fucking perfect, man. I'm not, like, I'm learning as I talk about this stuff. I've learned from this stuff. So it's like, this stuff doesn't come overnight. This is over the years. And this takes years to like know who yourself is, know where your spot is, know how you want to act, know what people you want around you, know who you want to like talk to, know who you don't want to talk to, know where to swear, know when not to swear, know what to say, know when not to say. Like, in certain situations, this took years, like years. And this school ain't gonna teach you that. I'm telling you. Your teacher may give you some small life advice, but maybe, but the actual lessons of teaching in school, they ain't gonna teach you any of what I've learned. And it's life, and it's gotten me, well, you need education. All my life I got told you need education for this, you need education for this. Education is learning, right? Getting an education that you learn something. Well, I'm educated in life, I'm educated on the streets, I'm educated in recovery, I'm educated in addiction, I'm educated in depression and all these things because I've gone through it. I'm 34 years old, almost 35. I've been going through this for like 15 some odd years. Addiction for 10 years, but other than that, other stuff I've struggled with. But my point is that I'm educated on that. But all my life I've gotten told, if you don't get your education and if you don't get this, you're not going to be able to do this, and you're not going to be able to do that, you're not going to be able to do this. Funny part is that I've done most of those things and I never needed an education. I've learned how to, like, you know, pronounce my words, or sometimes I ain't perfect. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, I know this and I know that. No, I want to learn that and I want to learn this. But I'm saying what I've learned myself from certain things I never needed school for, or like I've done it without the school. So Obviously, I didn't need it. And I'm not saying don't go to school. I'm not saying that. I'm saying do what feels right to you and school, but school is not for everyone, and being out of school is not for everyone, and following dreams, big huge goals, is not for everyone. But I feel that, you know, it can happen. And but like, do whatever you feel. I'm saying go to school or don't go to school. I'm saying that I've learned certain things in life. And even for, if I wanted to be a counselor, you think that I need to go to school for it? No, because in certain amount of counseling for like addictions, and working in like youth centers and stuff like that, and out and doing speeches and stuff like that, you don't need to go to school for that. All you need is the street and a life experience, which I do. I have that. I have gone through addiction for years. I know the stories. I know the ins and outs of it. I know how these things can like work, but I'm still trying to learn myself so I can make this better, so I can truly help people and actually help people. But all I need is street experience for that. I don't need a grade 12, or I don't need to go to college for that. But some people have to go to college for that because they never actually went through the experience. Like, they have to check out your life resume, not your education for school resume. They have to check out my background for what I've actually went through. And yes, there is counselors out there that I know that have not gone through school. They didn't go through school to do this. They didn't go through college to do what they're doing right now. They went through life. They went through addiction. They went through going through this shit. And this is true because I've talked to many beautiful fucking people, beautiful counselors that never went to school, but they know what's up. So point is that, you know, owning up to your stuff, it feels so much better because you can learn so much more, because it opens up your space to your head and body and feeling. Because if you're holding that stuff in, it's not leaving, it's holding up all that space to let better things come in. So when you let that stuff out, you can let better things in. Does that make sense? So like, owning up, it just feels better. Like, I've noticed that every little thing, and I just can't, I mean, I can't say that I don't lie. I'm saying that, like, I don't know how to say that, because I don't want people to be like, well, then he's lying about that. No, like, obviously we do little white lies to like hold off an argument or something like that. I don't know, like something little, like something super small. But I'm talking about like the big things. Like, you just hurt somebody and they didn't even do anything or whatever. And you just hurt somebody and you fucked up and you made a mistake, but you keep saying you didn't do it. Own up to it. Say, okay, you know what? I did do that. I fucked up. Or, yeah, you're right. I did do that. Maybe I need to fix that. I mean, it just feels better. Period. It just does. I'm not sitting here saying that you need to do this. You do whatever you feel, but I'm saying do what feels right for you. Do what feels right that's going to make you happy or be happier. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like things that, you know, you can go about life and learn. But like I said before, it's not like things that have come overnight. This is not like something that's come overnight, man. Like, none of this. None of it. Like, I can learn something now, but like, and still, I'm still learning certain things. If you meet different people, you're learning different things. There's people, like, even for like the younger generation, like, they don't understand. Not many people understand what, you know, certain things are about like certain depressions and addictions. And so they're either afraid to go out, or they start judging people because they don't know the full story about it. And that's what I'm here for, to tell my story and to like to show my journey. And I've been doing that since day one. I've been doing it since, I don't know how to, not really day one, but like, I've been doing this for 5 to 6 years now. And I'm trying to help spread awareness, if that works too. Like, the city says they didn't know what was going on in Brantford. They had no idea what was happening in Victoria Park, which is bullshit, because the cops are always around and the city is always around, so they know what's going around. So that's why I'm here too, to spread awareness to people out there that you're not hearing. Like, I'm giving you information that you just won't hear every day. Like, it's something that you're not just going to hear on the news and stuff like that. So I'm trying to give you the real feel of, like, it's okay out there. Like, especially our city, it's okay. But our city and media makes it look super bad. But then they'll turn around. Our city and media will make it look super bad. But they'll turn around and say they had no idea people were dying in the parks and they had no idea, which is bullshit. So that's why I like to try to do this and spread awareness for depression, recovery, whatever you went through. Just like, you know, just like find what you want to do, find what you love to do, and keep aware of and understand what's happening out there for other people too, because not everybody's going through the same thing, but some people are going through some bullshit. The city didn't know what was going on. That's why I'm here. I'm gonna leave it at that though. Get on with my day. I hope everything's going well. Like I said before, keep that head up. Trying to keep smiling. Leave it at that. All right, much love to everybody. You keep that head up. Keep smiling. Peace out.